So it took me a few hours after work yesterday, and then I came home again early, took a couple hours off. So I've been working at this again for about 8 hours, and I was able to cut and finish up all of my cap blocks using just what I was showed at the other method, just cutting them off, doing the angles on them. I think the cap blocks came out really good. I'm very pleased with the cap blocks. Of course, I had to do some cutting on the corner. The bottom's still a little bit wet where I hosed it off. I've got some gaps down here where I had to do the corners, and I was doing them with a skill saw with a diamond blade, so they're not as tight as I would like them to be, but it's just gravel behind them, so it's not like it's going to be a problem. And actually for drainage it'll probably work better, because this is the corner where everything is being sloped toward, so it should drain real well with those big gaps in there. But like I said, it's all gravel behind it, so 3/4 inch gravel is not going to go anywhere through those holes. Now we did embed some LED lights. They just have a flat piece that you stick in there, and I glued it in with landscape. That PLL 500, glued it in with that while I was doing the top rows. The top row and the cap blocks are glued down. Actually the top row and the cap blocks are glued down. I made sure, because I just want to make sure they didn't go anywhere. And in key places in the corners underneath those cap blocks, I've drilled holes through and put rebar down through, just as an extra preventative. In this whole corner here, there's several pieces of rebar in, and in the far corner down there too, there's a couple of long pieces. That one's got a couple of 1/2 inch pieces actually driven all the way through all 5 layers going to the ground, just to try to make sure everything gets held together real well, especially with all these custom cuts that were done. And like I said, I've got some gaps here. They're not perfect, and I probably could have done better with them, but you know, it is what it is. I think they'll be okay. I'm not going to worry about them, and I don't think they look that bad really. Yeah, so it didn't turn out perfect, but otherwise I'm pretty pleased with it. All in all, did it turn out perfect? No, but I think the cap blocks turned out nicely, and the wall all in all looks pretty good. And since it's all filled with gravel, I shouldn't have any issues with drainage, that's for sure. And I've been putting it in maybe no more than about 6 inches at a time, and then compacting it. A lot of it I did compact by hand, but then I also got a plate compactor out here, as I have a video of, and I just plate compacted this also. So I've plate compacted twice to try to make sure that the gravel is compacted well. Next step is I think I'm about ready to start trying to lay pavers, and I'm working on my design for that and how I want to do that. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm excited to try to get that started.